This is another YouTube video I wasn't planning on recording today, but I just feel like it. I feel like talking today, so I'm recording a bunch of YouTube videos at once. But hey, more content for you guys, so. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about getting started with cosplay. Keep in mind, I'm very much so still a baby cosplayer. I still get very nervous to do it. I'm still learning a lot. I feel like I could definitely go more all out with my cosplays, and I haven't. But I had a video go viral when I was talking about feeling insecure about doing cosplay. And so I've had a lot of people like ask me or DM me about how I like got over the fear and best tips and tricks for getting started in cosplay for somebody who is nervous, because I think a lot of people are nervous to start. If you're not nervous, that's awesome. I love confident people. I love when people are like all about it, but I think a lot of us tend to be nervous. We have to fight our demons a little bit, and we have insecurities, because let's be honest, like everyone has insecurities unless you're like a narcissist or something, but I feel like everyone has insecurities. Even if they don't show it to the world, they're there, then they're fighting them, and I'm so proud of them for fighting them, because it's hard and it's something I'm working on every day. I've gotten definitely more confident in myself over the years. I was very, very insecure when I was younger, and this is like the most confident I've ever been, but it's still hard. And so here are my tips and tricks for getting into cosplay and kind of like building a little bit of confidence for going into that. So let's get into it. Now, my biggest tip with just like overall confidence and like trying something new that's a little bit scary is, you've probably heard this a million times before, but fake it until you make it. I know you've heard it, maybe you've tried it, but if you haven't, I'm telling you, it works. Like, pretend that you're the most confident, that you're so full of yourself. Like, tell yourself you're the baddest bitch alive. You know what I mean? Like, all that stuff. Like, look in the mirror, tell yourself you're beautiful, handsome, whatever words you want to describe yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself that. Like, it does help. Like, maybe the first day you're gonna feel really silly, but it does help. Like, just look at yourself and be like, I can do this. I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm fantastic, I'm gonna rock this. Like, just keep telling yourself that. When I was doing my favorite cosplay for the first time, I've been wanting to cosplay her since I read the books, but I just haven't, because I'm like, I can't be Feyre. I can't be a main character. I'm not pretty enough. Look at all the other Feyre cosplayers out there. They're so much prettier than me. So many people have done it. No one needs a new Feyre. That was what I was feeling. And I was getting ready, and I felt so ugly when I was getting ready, because like, I'm Scandinavian, guys. I look fine right now, but my eyebrows disappear. They're just gone basically when I don't have makeup on, and same with my eyelashes. I have very like blonde light features, and my eye bags are horrible. Again, they're covered up right now. Looking at my bare face, I'm like, that's not fair. that's not even what human Feyre looks like. Like, I definitely have my insecurities. I use tons of makeup. I use filters on almost all of my videos. Like, I'm still working on it. But I was feeling horrible about myself that day. I was looking in the mirror and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. But then I was like, I feel like I'll feel better once the makeup's on. So let's just start with putting the makeup on. So I put the makeup on, I was in a down mood, and I decided to put some music on, hype myself up. I played It Girl, you know, and I did my makeup. And then I was like, okay, I look a little bit more like Feyre. Slapped a TikTok filter on. I was like, okay, I have freckles. I look even more like Feyre. Okay. Then I put the outfit on. I was like, okay, so all I'm gonna say is, if you have doubts when you look like your normal self, that I think that's normal. Like, you're not supposed to look like yourself. You're gonna transform a little bit, you know, even if it's just a little bit of makeup, you're gonna transform, so keep that in mind. Also, I know that cosplaying can be a big investment. That was my biggest blocker, I think, for me with cosplaying, is like, I don't want to spend a ton of money on really expensive cosplay things. I just have a hard time like justifying spending money on that, even though it makes me happy. I just like, I'm such a saver. I'm not a big spender, and so spending money on something I'm gonna wear like a few times is really hard for me. So start with closet cosplays. I don't know if you've heard of the term closet cosplays, but it is taking what you have in your closet and making it into a cosplay the best possible way you can. So maybe you want to do Jude and you don't have, you know, the right materials to make horns, but you like build a paper mache something, you know, you make something at home, you DIY, you use the resources you have, and maybe you don't have the right top, but you can put some belts around it and make it look a little bit more fantasy-esque. Like, the first time I did my like mini Elaine cosplay, like closet cosplay, I put on a pink shirt, put a flower in my hair, and I had like these fakey, they weren't like human skin elf ears, but they were like wire elf ears, and it made me feel more like her. I don't think anyone like knew I was truly like Elaine, because I just did normal videos, but it got me in the right mindset to then keep leveling up my Elaine look. So I did that one first, and then I did like a normal t-shirt, and I finally got like the elf ears because I was like, I'm gonna use these for so many characters. So I got the human skin elf ears. I'll tag the place I got mine from in the description because I love them. They're not super expensive either, which is really nice. So you'll get lots of use out of them, not a ton of money. So like having staple pieces like that too, like the elf ears that you can use for several characters, or like a certain color corset that you know is going to work for multiple people. Like I've used my black corset for several different characters, like the Valkyries and stuff. So having like staple pieces, pulling what you can, and just maybe it's something that you wouldn't think would work with that outfit, but then that certain belt looks really good and now you look a lot more fancy. So like just experiment with what you have and throw two pieces together that you would never throw together, and then they actually, oh, they kind of look like what the character is supposed to look like. A lot of cosplayers also make their own stuff. I don't have a sewing machine. I'm not talented like that. So if you're skilled like that, obviously I'm so for that. I think that's amazing when people do that, so that's another way to save money, but that's not what I do. I just like pull what I have in my closet, or I'll like borrow things from people, and then I try to buy staple pieces. Obviously, a lot of people shop at like Amazon or Temu or some of those like cheaper ones, AliExpress. I try not to because I know I shouldn't support them, but I understand why people do it and why I do it, because it is a lot cheaper. Obviously, when I can and when I don't have a tight budget for the month, I try to do like Etsy or, you know, just something a little bit more sustainable. But a lot of cosplayers do buy their pieces from cheap websites like that just because that's just kind of what works. And like I will admit that I have, and I know it's bad, don't yell at me. I would also recommend just starting with a character you really love, or a character that you feel like you look the most like. Maybe it's like you don't think you look that much like that character, because like none of us are Fae. None of us have the perfect Fae features, let's be honest, unless we're like, you know, a celebrity who has a lot of money to invest in their face. But pick a character that has similar features to you. So like I started with like, you know, Archeron sisters, because I feel like I have similar features to them. My hair color could be interpreted as similar to theirs. Like I have light eyes. I don't have freckles, but freckles are easy to draw on. So I was like, okay, I feel like I'm kind of how they're described. Or maybe wears like similar clothes to you, or certain colors that you really like that look good on you. Like picking somebody that you either look like, so it's a little bit more comfortable going into it, or picking someone that you just truly really love, because then you'll be really passionate about it. When you finally see it on, you'll be like, oh my gosh, like I feel like her, and you'll just feel that much more connected to the character. Definitely don't be afraid to characters that you don't necessarily look like. There's always like, you know, you can get wigs, you can, you know, get temporary like hair spray on dye, you can get colored contacts. You don't have to look exactly like the character to cosplay them. A lot of people think you should only cosplay characters that you truly look like, and that is so not true. Do whoever you want. If you really, really connect with a certain character and you don't look that much like them, just, you know, you can change a few things around, get a wig, and then all of a sudden you're like, ooh. Or even there's filters on TikTok. Like you can do eye color filters, you can do hair color filters, I do freckle filters a lot because I don't have freckles, but for cosplays I pretty much always do freckle filters. I also just think I look so much better with freckles. So if you see a lot of pictures of me in freckles, just know they're not real, but I think I look better, so I do it. Even with my normal pictures, sometimes I put the freckle filter on because I'm like, I look better. Maybe you're nervous about dressing up in the first place, but then you're also nervous about, you feel like you should do those like really emotional scenes from the book or the movie or whatever you're pulling your cosplay from, and you're like, I don't know if this is gonna go well, maybe I'll look a little cringy. First of all, we are all a little cringy. It's okay. I'm cringy all the time. But am I happy being cringy? Absolutely. So just get the whole like, ooh, is this cringy? Just throw it right out of your head. Just get rid of it right away, because we're all cringy. If you're not being cringy, you're not living life. Everybody's cringy. What was I? Oh, but yeah, if you feel like emotional scenes aren't your thing, that's okay. You don't have to do that. There's so many different like versions of like videos. You can do picture content, you can do like funny reels while dressed up like them if you're planning on doing social media. You can also just not post it on social media. You can also just take the pictures for yourself. You can take videos for yourself and just enjoy it, or just enjoy being in costume and not take anything and just look at yourself and be like, I feel so close and connected to this character, because it's a really nice feeling when you finally cosplay a character that you really enjoy and you feel very connected to. Like you'll never feel more connected to them than when you're cosplaying them, I think. For example, I always felt very connected to Feyre. She was the main character that got me back into reading, so she'll always have like a very special place in my heart. And I feel like I have a lot of similarities to her. And I do archery too, and I feel like her mindset and my mindset are very similar. So when I finally cosplayed her, I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm her. I feel like so deeply, like I already felt so deeply connected to her. That was the most connected to her I've ever felt. And I'm so glad I did it and I pushed past those insecurities. It's like, if you have those little voices in your head, just like tell them to shut up, play like a song that hypes you up and just solely sing the song so no other thoughts can fit up there, and just do your makeup, put your, you know, elf ears on, put your outfit on, put your crown on, whatever you need to like, you know, look a little bit more like them and do your thing. To recap some of my biggest tips, it's like pick a character you really, really love. Or pick a character that you feel you have similar features to, because it might be a little bit easier. You don't have to go as all out with like awakened stuff or contacts. But also feel free to use filters on TikTok. Maybe Instagram has them too, but I really like the TikTok filters. Ignore the little demons in your head. Tell them to shut up and to go away, and fake it till you make it. And also experiment with what you already have and what's in your closet. You'd be surprised what actually kind of looks like a certain character. You can also pick characters that are a little bit more low-key. Like one of the first one I ever did was Elaine, because Elaine, we don't know too much about her outfits. It's pretty simple. She likes pink, she likes flowers. That was pretty easy to like start off with. So you can also pick a character whose outfits aren't too, you know, described or just like extravagant, because that might be a little bit harder. And it's okay to take it slow, to work your way up to it. That's totally fine. Again, you don't need to take pictures and videos and post them everywhere if you're not comfortable with that. Just, if it's something you feel like is gonna make you happy, just push past those doubts, push past the I'm being cringy or people are gonna judge me. Guess what? People are gonna judge you no matter what you do. Even if you're doing nothing, people are gonna judge you and be like, why are they doing nothing? You're gonna get judged literally no matter what you do. Some people are gonna be your people and some aren't. You can be the best apple in the apple orchard, but somebody hates apples and wants an orange. Even if you're the very best, juiciest apple, somebody's not gonna like you. And that's okay. So if somebody's not gonna like you either way, why not do something that makes you happy and be true to yourself? You know, that's just my opinion. So I think that's all the advice and tips I have. Again, I'm very new at this. I'm still pushing past my inner demons. I still have a lot of insecurities I'm working on. Like, I have a lot of foundation-y covering up my eye bags because I have really bad eye bags. And that's something I'm very insecure about. But guess what? I probably notice that more than anyone else does. So we're all still working on it. But at the end of the day, do what makes you happy. And if you haven't cosplayed or you haven't cosplayed in a while or you're just nervous about it in general, I hope this encouraged you a little bit, even a little bit, to maybe think about it or take a step in the right direction. Maybe purchase a little crown or something, or some little elf ears. Either way, you're beautiful. You will do an amazing job. You will rock that character that you want to do. And I promise you will have fun, even if it's just looking at yourself in the mirror. You will have fun. And you will feel connected to that character in a way you never have before. So if you ever need encouragement, you ever want to talk, my DMs on Instagram are always open. Sometimes people get pushed to the like message requests that I can't see, so I try to check those somewhat regularly. So if it takes me a little while, sorry. But yeah, you're gonna do amazing. Sending you all the love and you're gonna look fantastic. But if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, and check out my other socials. And Tazzy says you'll do amazing. She says you'll rock it too. She's proud of you and I'm proud of you, so go kill it. Thanks for hanging and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.